Hi guys, the topic of our group is should workplace only have one language? There are three members in our group. Because of globalization, the question of whether workplace should be a one-language workplace has become a concern. We will present our views from both pro and cons position and ultimately conclude that we prefer not to use a single language in the workplace. First, I will explain the reasons for supporting one language in workplace. I will elaborate from its positive significance to the work efficiency of enterprises and interpersonal relationships. First of all, the use of one language at work can help improve the efficiency and quality of communication among employees and accurately convey corporate rules, especially at the legal and public relation levels. For example, national companies in Germany and Japan and their subsidiaries are inconvenient due to the use of different languages. That is, the formulation of rules requires a second author acts as an intermediary for the accurate and non-machinized translation of the whole content. This is a huge project and it also faces a risk of making mistakes. Using the same language will reduce its efforts and risk. In addition, we can find that when two or more employees communicate in different languages in a workplace, it is inevitable that employees who speak other language will feel excluded, which is not conducive to enhancing the relationship between colleagues and is also negative for development of enterprises. That is what our team sees as the benefits of using one language in the workplace. Next, Chu Yang and Dan Yi will introduce the reason against using only one language in the workplace.
Globalization has led to linguistic diversity, and in some immigrant countries such as Singapore, linguistic diversity is inevitable. Language diversity helps migrant workers and overseas workers better integrate into some international companies, create a good atmosphere for multi-ethnic employees to work together, facilitate the integration of multi-ethnic groups in the world, and build the national identity and pride of employees. At the same time, language diversity provides great convenience to overcome the problems brought by language barriers to the company, and avoids misunderstandings and mistakes due to language barrier, and make the communication effective.
Due to the reality of language diversity, some companies even require multilingual employees. Taking companies in Denmark, for example, employees tend to use Danish when dealing with their customers and suppliers, but have to use corporate language to communicate with their parent companies. Therefore, when the corporate language is different from customers' language, it's impossible for the workplace to have only one language. But if the workplace doesn't have a contradiction between corporate language and local language, should the staff speak one language only? Well, in the study of Jacob Loring and Han Tange, they raised the notion of dilute communication. This means that employees abstain from unnecessary interactions with their peers because of their weakness in the second language. So in order to avoid the lack of employees' communication desire, it's necessary to adopt a more flexible language policy than one language only in the workplace. Finally, we can conclude that language strategies in the workplace should be made according to different occasions. For transnational companies, language diversity is inevitable because of the job requirement. When it comes to the meeting or reports, it's necessary to use only one language. But if the occasion is not as formal, they can choose whatever language they like as long as it doesn't affect their work. That's all. Thank you for listening.